Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I have been gone for quite some time now. I've not uploaded anything for about over a year, and I've just had loads of things happening in my life, and I've been kind of on a spiritual journey with myself and my family, and it's just took this long for me to actually make a video because there's just been highs and lows throughout the year. So as you can see by the title of the video, this is my story, my journey to Islam, and I just want to share with you guys what has happened in the past year and how I've come to practice Islam. I'm born and raised a Muslim. I am a British Bengali. My parents are from Bangladesh, and I've been raised as a Muslim all my life. However, I've never really practiced Islam. I hate to say that, but I haven't practiced Islam in any way whatsoever. To be honest, the only one thing that I really did do properly was fasting Ramadan. The month of Ramadan, I would fast throughout the whole month without fail, without excuse. It's just, I don't know what it is, something about Ramadan. I just had to always participate, and I always had to do it. I've never not believed in Islam. I've always believed that I'm a Muslim, and I've never not believed that I'm not Muslim. However, I've just never practiced my faith, and if I'm completely honest with you, it didn't faze me at all, and it hit me just over a year ago when my dad passed away out of the blue all of a sudden, and his death really put things into perspective for me. And just watching my dad leave us and all these people coming for my dad, like paying their respects to him, it scared me. It scared me because I was watching all these people praying for my dad, and I thought to myself, if I was to die tomorrow, no one would pray for me the way that these people, my family, are all praying for my dad, because my dad was a good, righteous man. He was everything a man should be. A good father, a good husband, a good human being. That's what my dad was. He was a good human being. He was so giving, especially to charity and people that need it. He was very giving towards those kind of people. My dad was the type of guy, I witnessed it with my own eyes. He would take the shirt off his back to give it to someone that didn't have any clothes on them. So I've witnessed my dad do that several times. When we were younger and we'd go to Bangladesh for holiday, like we'd have loads of like people come to our door asking for help, people that really needed it, and my dad was always the one. He was always, he never turned anyone away without giving them something. Even if it wasn't much, he always gave. My dad was a very giving person. So, as you can see, I am wearing the hijab, and I never ever thought that day would come. And so I never thought the day would come that I'd be wearing the headscarf. I've always said to myself, you know, I hope one day I can do this and really practice Islam. But the truth is, the path that I was taking, the path that I was on, I really couldn't see that happening, and I almost started to believe that this was just going to be my life. I'm just not going to practice Islam. I'm just going to do whatever, have fun, do what I'm doing, and that's it really. And the way that I used to think was that if I die today, whatever, I'm going to hell, and that's it. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't die today, or I can't die tomorrow, because I haven't done enough good things in my life. Like, I feel like I can't leave without doing good, so that I can go to heaven, because I want to go to heaven. Whereas before I'd be like, if I die, I'm going to hell, I know that for sure. But now it's like, after seeing my dad leave us, and just the things that happened, that occurred days towards my dad's death, like my dad was telling us how someone came to him. Like, my dad knew he was going to die. He knew, and I think if I mean, I believe in Islam, but if I had that little inkling of like going the other way, seeing my dad die brought me completely back, like drew me back to Islam, because the things that he was saying, like, it just made sense. And it was like, I believe my dad saw angels. I do genuinely believe that. Days before he passed away, he said to us, this lady, beautiful lady, came to him, but he didn't know who it was, and he actually believed that someone actually came to him. They were sitting by his bed, and he didn't know what was going on. And just days before he died, he kept saying these people coming to him, they were saying stuff to him. And then one night when he was sleeping, he said to my mum, there's someone standing over there, can you see who it is? What do they want? Like, we just thought, oh, okay, he's not feeling well, he's a bit delusional, and he's like seeing things. But when he passed away, we realised that everything that my dad had said, it made sense. Like, Islamically, everything that we believe, we believe that our dad Allah had shown our dad his death. He knew he was going to die, because, you know, my dad had been in and out of hospital for the same thing, and he was back home, and we just thought, yeah, he's going to be back home, he's fine. He had water in his lungs, and that's happened several times, and yeah, he was back home, it was fine. But this time it wasn't fine, and you know, he said stuff to my mum, like, if this was to happen, make sure this and that. And like, he'd never done that before. Like, he's in hospital all the time, and he never did that before. And he rang me he rang me 2 days before he passed away, and he said, are you coming to see me, because I'm going to die in 2 days. That's exactly what he said to me. He said, I'm going to die in 2 days, are you coming to see me? And my dad actually passed away 2 days later. I mean, I don't know whether he was saying it because he was just saying it like, oh, I'm going to die in a few days, come and see me. But like, when I went to see him, he was asking me for his forgiveness, and he was just like, I'm sorry if I've ever hurt you and upset you, and forgive me. And I started crying, and I got upset because I was like, oh, why is he talking like that? Like, why is he saying that he's going to be home soon? Like, why is he being silly? So, like, he was saying all this to me, and because I was upset and I couldn't speak, I couldn't even say back to him, like, well, Dad, forgive me for everything that I've ever done, and for everything that I've ever put you through. Like, forgive me. Like, because in my head, I'm thinking that he's coming home. Like, I don't need to say all that, he's coming home. So So all this was happening, and while all this was happening, my dad must have been in hospital for over a week. The whole time, my mum was sick at home. My mum's kidneys aren't working, so she's got kidney failure. And like, I was completely thinking that my mum was gonna go. Like, we thought my mum was gonna leave us. Like, we thought she was gonna pass, like, not in a few months, because she was really bad and her kidneys had really dropped down to a very low percentage, and it was all just chaos. And she wasn't even able to see my dad in hospital the whole time that he was there. When he passed away, she didn't see him because she was sick. She couldn't get up. The day that we had our dad's funeral, we had an ambulance come to our house just as we sent our dad away, because my mum was like in a bad state with her health, and obviously the trauma of losing her husband, that obviously didn't help. And she was in hospital for 2 days, and then like a few weeks later she was in hospital for about 2 weeks, and then they started her dialysis. And we really thought we were going to lose our mum, but we lost our dad, which was so unexpected. And it's like, I feel like we didn't show our dad enough like love that he needed, because he kept saying your mum's not sick, she's alright, I'm sick. Like, and we thought, we just laughed, because we thought that he was just a bit jealous because we were paying her all this attention. But actually, now when we think about it, he genuinely was not feeling well inside, and he knew something wasn't right. And you know, my dad went to the doctors, and the doctors were just like, well, what do you expect? You're old, you know, this is just old age, you've got these aches and pains and you're not feeling well because, and like, a few days later, you know, my dad's gone. And it really, really did put things into perspective for me, seeing my dad die. The day that he died, like, I was so scared. Like, I think that whole month that had gone by, I suffered from really, really bad anxiety and panic attacks, to the point where I thought, when I was having a panic attack, I thought I was dying. Like, they had to call me an ambulance, I had to go off in an ambulance to the hospital because my panic attacks were really severe. Like, my chest aches and pains, and like, it was really, really bad. And I think the reason that I was having all these things, all these feelings, was not just because I lost my dad, but the fear of dying myself, because I felt like, oh my God, like, I've not practiced a day of Islam, and I've not ever done the right thing, and I'm not saying I was a bad person, I don't think I was a bad person, but I never did anything kind, or I wasn't ever giving, or I just feel like I was never really there for my parents, and I let them down. And I've got 2 kids, and I wasn't ready to die, like, without doing good in my life. And I was scared. I was really, really scared. I was just scared to death. I think I was scared to death because I didn't want to go to hell. Like, that's all I kept thinking. If I die today, I'm going straight to hell, and I don't want to go to hell. Whereas before, I was like, if I go to hell, I go to hell, and that's it, whatever. So seeing all these people pay their respects, and, you know, like thousands of people turned up for my dad's funeral. We had a funeral in the UK, and then his body was sent to Bangladesh. So they had another, obviously, funeral there, like, to bury him, and his family, his sisters and brothers, and just people from everywhere. They came to my dad's funeral. There was hundreds of people, and like, the reason there was that many people is because everyone knew my father as a kind, righteous man, someone that tried to do good, someone that tried to help everyone, and that's why those people were there, because in some way or another he had probably helped those people. My dad was a kind soul, that I can say. He was hot-headed, but he was a kind soul. And so after I lost him, my dad would always say to me, you know, why don't you pray? Why do you dress like this? You know, he'd just always have a go at me, and I'd just be like, whatever, you know. But when they took, I can't remember if it was when they'd taken him off the coma, or when he was still in the coma, my sister, she was crying, and my sister-in-law were there, and they kept saying to my dad, oh, look at Roxana, she's been praying for you. She said she's going to start doing her namaz and pray 5 times a day. And my dad smiled. He smiled. Like, when they said that, he smiled. And, like, my head was down, like, because I was crying, my head was down, so I never saw that. And they were like, oh my gosh, did you just see that? He smiled when we said that. I didn't see that, but, like, that made me realise, like, after he'd gone, like, my dad always wanted that for me to, you know, practice and just pray and, you know, practice Islam and be a good person. And I was never that. So, from that day, that's what I did. Like, I feel like my dad would be really proud of me right now. Like, you always do things when it's too late, but, you know, better late than never. And when I was going through all this anxiety and panic attacks, I realised it's because I was scared, and I was just like, I was just really scared, and all this other stuff with my mum and my dad, and, you know, it was just really, it was a bad time. It was really hard, and I said to myself, like, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to live a sinner. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. And the way I came to wear my headscarf was the days coming towards my dad's death. We had a lot of guests, a lot of cousins, a lot of religious people coming to our house, and my sister would be like, you know, out of respect, can you just cover your head? And I was like, yes, that's fine. And just after my dad passed away, I just never took my headscarf off. Like, it felt wrong. I didn't feel like I could take it off, and I didn't, and I haven't ever since. I haven't took it off, and I didn't know how to do my namaz. I learned that within a month of my dad passing, when all these years, I'm 33 years old, I've been saying, I'm going to learn it, I'm going to do it, but then I'd just be like, oh, I can't be bothered. But after he passed away, I wanted to practice Islam because it felt right. Like, I felt it in my heart. It was like, I can't explain this feeling that that came over me. Like, it was like I was reborn. Like, it was like being a new person for the first time. This, I can't explain it. I felt so much peace in my heart, like a relief. I felt this like relief and peace and happiness in my heart when I started practicing Islam. Like I was learning things, I was looking up on things, and I was starting to pray 5 times a day. Like, it's an undescribable feeling. I can't describe it, but all of a sudden it was like something was empty and now it was filled, like with goodness, and it felt so good. Like, it felt so good, and ever since I've just tried to stay on the right path and teach my children the right things. So my son's 5 years old, and he goes to mosque and he learns his Arabic. But I mean, I always had plans to do that anyway. Even though I wasn't a practicing Muslim, I always wanted my children to know about Islam and the faith. But I mean, how much can you teach your children if you hardly know anything yourself? But now, you know, I do know a lot more, and I'm happier with myself and just happy in general with the way I am, and changing myself and my ways has benefited me greatly. It has. Like, I just feel so good. I feel good, and not that I was a bad person before, but it feels good. I have peace. For the first time in my life, I've never felt such peace, and I feel that, like, and I actually enjoy praying. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm very lazy, and I do miss my prayers. If I'm having a bad, I don't make up for them, but I should. But that's not all the time, it's just sometimes. But, you know, I feel like if my dad had not passed away, would I still be that girl? Would I still be that same person as before? And obviously I'd love my dad back, and I'd love him to come back to us and be alive. But sometimes I think as well, because of my dad, I am who I am today, and I am practicing Islam and believing in my faith and being a good person, because that's what Islam is. It's about peace and being kind and being good and all the good stuff. That's what being a Muslim is. So yeah, guys, that's basically my story. I'm sure there's lots more, but I can't think of things right now, and I really didn't want to make this video very long, but it is quite long now. So basically, I feel like I feel like I've been reborn, and I'm practicing Islam and doing the best that I can, and just trying my best, doing my best, and that's all I can really do. Be the best that you can in everything, in every way, and good things will happen. So guys, thank you for joining me today, and hopefully I will start uploading more videos of I think I will start uploading more videos of things that I've been getting up to, and life and my journey into my faith and all that kind of stuff. But thank you for spending this time with me today, and just hearing me out. I really appreciate that, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. So thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.